They do. Yeah, you hear the war drums and stuff, and it gets more and more intense as like the sand keeps getting moved
away. It's in a giant clam. Themic.
He like opens it and it just fucking queefs. You guys have, seems like the New Year's been very kind to you. You guys have a bunch of good ideas coming out. Your last video was a complete success. And now I've watched, I looked at the boards of your newest tune, and I think it's going to be a hit as well.
You think it's good?
I think so.
I was explaining to someone, they were like, it's so random, I don't understand. But.
No, fuck them. I think that it's like very easy to understand. It's funny.
Okay, good.
I'm under the impression, though, where I'm like, I stayed up, I had a severe panic attack last night.
Why?
I was laying in bed, and I had just a horrible panic attack because I was just like thinking that Toy Story script, and I was like, "This is terrible. All of my ideas are done. I'm washed up. I'm a has-been." Mm-hmm. So then I just stayed up and I watched Nathan For You,
and you
and that made me feel a little better. I'm like, hee.
I
dry my tears, Nathan.
I get that every project too, man. Every project, I'm like, fuck, I'm done.
This was like the other times I feel like I'm like kind of being irrational. Like there's a little parcel of my brain. This is just like full belief, and it's like coming to the point too where it's like I'm not even fighting it. I'm just like, I guess that's just what it is.
I think a certain amount of acceptance is freedom.
You think so?
You're like, well, I can, it's gone, so now it doesn't matter. I can just like free flow.
I have had the lowest analytics since 2020.
Well, you stopped posting.
Well, yeah, but I just mean like, but it isn't affecting me in the same. Like I'm fine.
It's not hurt you.
Cool.
It sucks, but like I'm at the same time I'm like, I'm sure it'll be okay. Or like, and then it's also that it's just kind of accepting death. I'm like, well, if this is what the end is like, then I will face it head on.
I mean, man, we went down before we released this furry thing because the last thing before that was Rudolph. We went down to like 8,000, like plus 8,000 subs. That's pretty fucking like low, but still we released this and it went straight to the top of the chart, like 1 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, like those ideas are really fun, and also the second channel's not doing too bad, and we have the anime coming out in the fall. So I guess more of the story is the analytical thing. I'm really just trying to be like, what the fuck do I want to make, and just make it, and like not worry about any other stuff. Because yeah, it felt like writing that Toy Story thing. It was fine, but like. It just felt painful. Like I was just like...
I mean, oftentimes, man, like, unless there's two out there, that can be the thing that is the biggest and you don't even realize it's going to be the case. Like, we held off making Furry Apocalypse for a long time because we thought, who the fuck cares about Space Marines and Warhammer?
I was like, I want to do it.
And then
Tom was like, well, do you think anyone's going to watch it?
You think anyone is going to watch it, Don, you fucking fool?
No. And Tom was like, well, then it's just a vanity project, isn't it? And then, it took I was worn down first, and then finally he was worn down, and then we just made it.
Just being like, holy shit, we need to make something that we're actually like, that we actually want to make. Yeah. I'm getting to that point. Where I'm like, I'm gotten to the point where I just don't care. Like, I'm just like... if I think of a parody idea, and I'm like, this is awesome, I like this, that's cool, but like, I'm really trying to do it to where it's like, only shit that I'm like stoked to do and spend time on. I think Monster Lab viciously broke me alongside the parody stuff of like...
But that Monster Lab was something you wanted to do.
I think Monster Lab was something to do, but I think I did it for... and I love it. Like, I do love this. Like, I've rewatched it a couple times just from beginning to end, and it's crazy to think that that's just like a year.
Yeah.
And it feels like so small. It's very odd. Like, watching it from beginning to end, it's like an hour and a half or something, which is a lot of stuff, but it just in terms of time and like just being like, oh yeah, like it's like fun and it's fun for what it is. But yeah, it's just it was something that like I feel like I did it as well to be like, I could do more than parodies too, assholes. Yeah. So sometimes I wonder if I did it for the wrong reason or something.
I think probably if that's like only reason you did it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say.
The thing is, like you say, you gotta the passion for the thing needs to be there, as opposed to just like, well, I'm gonna do this because X, whatever.
The only reason I'm even considering the other option or whatever is because it's another source of revenue outside of the YouTube sphere that seems like in all honesty, even if it's small, it's something that if it does well could be consistent and also long standing or something. And also if it does well, it opens up opportunities to also be like, okay, well, here's another idea. And it seems like
that space off of YouTube for sure. Yeah.
So it's just thinking about ways. And like, I'm already doing that with my second channel about being like, not so reliant on just.
It's good to diversify.
So it's just like, it's just kind of like putting yourself in multiple situations to where if something topples over, it's like, okay, I still
got this other thing.
Right.
Yeah, we're totally fucked in that regard.
It's weird, man. It's weird too because I feel like I look at people where I'm like, they're doing what they love. I do that a lot. Like a great example to me is like Palo.
Right.
Which like Palo, I think, is like a person where I'm like, the guy is he's making himself laugh and he's doing things that like make him genuinely probably like crack up and stuff.
You think that's true?
I think so. I don't think it doesn't seem like it's something where it's like trying, because they're usually the same characters too even. So it's like, yeah, it might have been at a point where it's like, oh, maybe I should do something that's like not parody-esque, but like recognizable characters, right? Like like a Mickey character and all that stuff. But ever since then, though, that's like years ago. To where now
it still dips into that from time to time.
Of what?
The Mickey thing? Like
no, he does. That's like his main thing, like the Moki show and stuff.
Yeah.
But it feels so distinctly his that it's just like, it's like if you watched his stuff first off, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? You know, it's just kind of like, it feels very random and like, it's just very like lowbrow in sense of like usually the background's like JPEGs or something like that, or just white, like a white void.
Right.
So it does feel like it's just things about being like, what's a funny joke, and using those characters that he maybe enjoys or that are recognizable.
I think it's possible to like look at it through rose tinted glasses though.
For sure.
Because I've heard people almost like people said to me the same thing that you said about Palo about you. They're like, yeah, Hunter seems to just like, you know, just make what he wants and really enjoy it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, sometimes.
It's crazy. That's exactly what it is. And like the thing too is it might be, but it's just, I guess, the philosophy of like behind that. Even if it isn't true, it's just the admiration of feeling like that's the case to where you're like, I want to strive to do something like that too. Which in a lot of the times too, it's not like my horror parody or like the parodies I do are like it's still shit that I want to do. Like it's always kind of in the vein of something.
Course.
But it's just mostly like I want to be in this spot where it feels like something concrete where I'm like, I just want to ride this out for a while or whatever. So like maybe it's less about like, you know, parody stuff and more like what's like a generalized, like that's the big thing is like what's a generalized human fear that I can make like just a crazy monster that people will connect with and enjoy. It's just like this weird fucking thing that exists now. So it's like world building in a way and thinking about those things and just kind of like diving more into shit that I enjoy of that kind of stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I did really, I already told you I really enjoyed Stink Fiend though. It was awesome. Like just the
thanks, man.
The what micro world building of that character and how it played out and stuff is awesome.
Yeah, it's like very small and it's just like immediately understandable of like, yeah, I don't like taking shits in public either. So you like are immediately connecting with it.
Do you ever wonder if you're spreading yourself too thin? Because you have a lot of different ideas going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, probably. I think it's just dependent on...
Or is it more like you have all these different ideas and you blast them out and you see which one seems to get some traction and then you like put more attention on that?
I think that if I don't continuously make stuff, I go crazy, like in a weird way. Like if I don't constantly make stuff, I fall into a pretty big depression or I waste my time. Like I don't think like I use like breaks efficiently. Like I feel like I waste time in a way and it like makes me feel bad. So, and also it's like these things of like, I think I'm still in this constant like flight or die situation where it feels like if I don't do these ideas now, I'll never be able to do them again because like it's kind of just like...
Because it's going to dry up and
right.
Your recognition and everything will go away or something.
So it's hard to know. And also it's just like trying to think ahead. Like, I mean, YouTube is such a fucking like...
Fickle.
There is no way... There's no such thing about being like, you're spreading yourself too thin. Have you ever thought about just like releasing like 2 things a year, like focusing on that? It's like, that's just not possible. So it's how can you prep ahead, like really far ahead, like keep the boat afloat, try to do shit that you enjoy and like try to have it work for you in a way to where maybe it can be something that can take over and be the moneymaker. So like inevitably I do want to do the horror anthology thing if it's like something cool that I still like doing. But if it could be something where it's like that's the main driving force and like the parody things are just like not as relevant anymore, then that's a great transition. But if it's something that works once in a while, then that's good to know too. And then you can do the parody stuff, but then think about an awesome thing to release later on. So it's just like trial by fire, always. That's always all it is, I think.
Yeah. I definitely don't have that problem of feeling like I need to create all the time. Most of them are just like...
I think I'm literally like that too. It's mostly just being severely depressed about like feeling so desperately that you want to make something, and maybe a lot of the time feeling like you don't have anything to say. And that's like the biggest fear, is being like, I have literally nothing to say.
That's the opposite for me. I got a lot to say. I just like sometimes can't summon up the willpower to like
can't
go through it
safely.
I can't.
Not in this space.
I have a lot to say.
I guess even like say it, I guess mean just like it feels like I want to have an idea that is like there and fun that I want to do, and I feel like it's just a lot of the time it's mostly me trying to fight for like try to gather my interest and be like, is this what I want to do? Is this what I want to do? And then not having that idea ever. Like, fuck, I want to make something. And then just being like, what the fuck do I want to make?
You're so much better at it than us, but just finding a topic half the time is that fucking like matters to me at all, or Tom, you know? And that's people. I think people have started to cotton on. We're dipping into a lot of sequels recently.
Have they?
Yeah, a little bit.
You've seen comments? You sure?
Yeah. But it's but it's like
I wonder if that's a negative though. Do you think it's a negative?
I mean, yes.
I think that's one of those things where you like have a fear and then you get the confirmation bias from comments you see.
But it's literally true. It is so hard to find like a new thing that I care about making a cartoon
agree.
about, you know?
Yeah.
So we're about to do a Musk and Joey too, like we were showing you. And then
what do you think
things
what do you think the delineation is though between like if you did like a combo breaker series and it's like, is it just because it's a series, or if they were one-offs and you kept doing like sequels of that or something? Like, does it feel like, is it just because it's a sequel to a parody that makes it feel like it's like cringy or like kind of like eh?
I think we used to be in the business of being topical, you know? You would make a thing about a game that's coming out and then you ride the relevance wave of that thing happening, but nothing ever happens anymore that's exciting, you know? Like that. And I mean, you know, we've always been... You've straw-manned us as these like cynical guys that don't like anything, you know. But I think it's just
steel-manned us.
It's hard to find new things that I care about, and that's, you know, making that fucking Halo thing. That was like such a breath of fresh air because I get to make the game.
I like Halo.
Halo, yeah.
Halo,
finally,
the Warhammer.
Something cool.
All of these properties from like 20 to 40 years ago.
Yeah, you feel like there are no more.
What about I don't know,
Chiefs and
Hasbulla
and Kratos?
He's relevant,
and just these towering pop culture figures that at least I care about at all. You know, it's just like Minecraft and Fortnite and
that's the thing, man. Games. I mean, like I'm there with you. I mean, I like shit, or like but I think like it's very clear whenever I don't really give a fuck about the subject. I think the tunes are weaker,
absolutely,
and shit. Yeah. And I think that like, but that's also the point too, though, is like how do you kind of like pick those battles, but then have the thing that you actually give a fuck working about kind of always going on in the background to where it'll be released. Hopefully, have some kind of reception that's positive.
Yeah, when it's about something dumb. I mean, to go back to our furries thing, it's like I really thought no one would care about that or be instantly turned off because there's Space Marines. Like, who are these guys? This is stupid.
Today's video is also sponsored by Bad Dragon. Do you like fantasy dildos? Sure you do.
I like to plant them to my shower wall and ride them vigorously to get a good start to my day.
I personally can't get up without it. Folgers, move on over. Bad Dragon's here to stay.
I like the ones. I like the ones.
Don likes to inside the dog muzzle one. It's his favorite. He does. He loves it very much.
I have a dog.
Such a wide selection.
I could never.
Such high quality.
Bad Dragon is here to satisfy every kind of sexual fantasy you've ever had with reliable, quality products.
Personally, I'm a fan of the Sugar Star.
You use that too? I hear Don uses the one that looks like a dog's mouth.
So weird. And also, if you're on the smaller side, like my co-hosts, they have products that you can attach to yourself to give yourself magical fantasy enhancement.
It's the only way my wife can get off.
You can put a horse dick on your dick. That's my favorite.
I don't know. They're awesome. They make good shit. If you're interested in getting a dildo or any kind of sexual product, whether it be a gift or for yourself, be sure to check them out. They make good shit. Thank you, Bad Dragon. Love you. I like to think that a child at some point is or a retarded person, whichever one you're voicing, is at their computer, and that's what they said. That's the first thing they said. They click on the video and they're like, "Who are these guys?"
No.
This is fucking stupid.
Oh, this is dumb.
I'm sharing this with no one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
No.
It was explosive, you know?
Mm.
And now...
I'm surprised I didn't give you the... Like, I think that if you did it, if it's all you did, I think that would be probably a bad idea.
Correct. I've had so many people be like, you should just make those.
You should just do those. But then, yeah, it's like people...
Well, then we're stuck doing just those forever.
Yeah.
Because we can never break out
that
again.
Sucks. Versus, like, they seem like fun, like, ways of, like... I don't really want to do another thing. You want to do another Warhammer thing, and it feels like something... Or you have a great idea for it, and you're like, oh, that's great.
No, we're literally chomping at the bit to do it all the time. We just know that it's bad to oversaturate something good.
That conversation happens literally every time we sit down to come up with a new idea for a new cartoon. Like,
hey, what if we had Space Ways punching furries again?
Yeah.
How do we evolve that formula?
Yeah, well, especially... If it was something where it was like 8 episodes a year... That might be something where it felt like a season, where they felt like seasons.
Just turn it into a real series.
But there's just no way that you'd be able to. But there's no way you'd be able to fucking profit off of that, you know? Like, it wouldn't be. Like, that's why you have to have that, like, fodder to.
I'm an
get traction and
artist,
shit.
Hunter. I don't care about money. I do things purely for artistic integrity.
How do you pay your artist then?
Well, luckily the things I do for artistic integrity
with shout out, yeah,
with exposure.
I tell them exactly exposure, and then also that they are too expressing their artistic integrity.
Yeah, we have a big bank of exposure.
There you go.
And the checks are being written every day. Mm-hmm. You know, and people too are getting rich off of the healthy stream of exposure.
It's weird too that I don't think this conversation has been very funny, but I think it's actually been very intriguing. I hope that this isn't a re-record.
No, I've fallen into just enjoying sitting here talking to you guys and not worrying about it being a podcast.
It's
just kind of waiting.
It's very odd to just be friends.
It's odd feeling like this is a friendly conversation.
Just sort of waiting. Maybe a riff will come eventually.
You know what happened is that this is a conversation.
It is.
Yeah.
You know,
we haven't been for a long time.
It'd be nice when this is done if we just went to the coffee shop.
Ever since that restraining order against that young barista, we haven't been to that coffee shop.
Have you been back to the coffee shop since then?
No, I'm not allowed.
It's been a while.
Yeah, 500 feet all time.
It's like a revolving door of the same exact mold of like 17-year-old girl.
Child.
Yeah, they always have but it's always someone different. Yeah, they seem to maybe they're always firing them or they're disappearing.
I every time I get coffee from there now, I just feel like I get sick. I fucking hate that coffee.
It's gross.
I just started going back to Starbucks. I was like, this not like this is like any. It's like better because it's familiar, I think. But like, holy shit, that is just fucking shit.
I did the math, you know, and if you spend like $5 a day on coffee or $4, whatever, you know, that's like $150 a month, right?
Yeah, it's like $6 with the tip thing.
Oh yeah, fucking tips.
Yeah, there's the place is stupid expensive. It's not
any coffee place is like that.
Yeah, I think Starbucks is a bit cheaper, but the problem with Starbucks.
Fuck that! Just buy the beans and grind them, man.
Yeah.
Or but just buy your bag of pre-ground shit.
Nah, I'm going with Trevor on this one. You gotta get the frou tasty drinks. Candy cane cold brews.
Candy cane cold brews.
Peppermint mochas.
Yep.
That's my shit. It's my jam.
It's
my sweet.
It's your dessert for breakfast.
That's my sweet sugar shot to my brain. My fat body is like, thank you so much for this.
If you enjoy a real coffee like an adult,
no, I don't.
like me,
like you.
And you get it
mocha, frappa, caramel, vanilla.
Almond
milk latte.
But
is that an adult drink?
But Starbucks, they give you a cup of hot almond milk with like.
Well, at least you get money's worth.
Enough like coffee tint to make it beige.
Yeah,
it's terrible, guys.
Well,
it's terrible, and that's why I go to Black Rock still.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing is I don't like black coffee very much. Like and if I have it at home, I'll have like sweetener or whatever they put in it, like creams and shit. But it's weird because I've always fantasized as a kid getting the can of Folgers and opening it up and smelling it because I do like the smell of Folgers.
And you haven't done that.
No, well, I think in college I tried doing that and I was like, this is fucking terrible.
My mom's a Folgers household. Actually, no, she's a Maxwell House, which
same thing.
I actually appreciate Maxwell House. Sorry,
I feel like they're all this. I feel like they're all just the same. 10 cans of coffee.
My dad's like the other direction, but in a equally grotesque way. He's like, if you ever get a bit of fucking soap and water near his French press, that man will wring your neck. He's like, no, you've got to let the flavor build. Yeah. And it's just like an inch thick of old coffee in his fucking grinds. In his fucking, not just the grinds, but just like.
Yeah, the glass.
Just the glass is like
brown.
Good man.
Opaque.
Mud. Yeah.
Is that the right word?
I feel like he probably uses a cast iron skillet too.
Yeah, I mean, just
cooks nothing but bacon on it. Yeah, it just looks like
it's so disgusting. I'm like, Dad, can we please clean this fucking cafetiere? He's like, no, the flavor.
Have you ever had a cup of coffee from it?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I don't remember.
not good enough to leave a memory then,
or bad enough to.
True, so it probably just tastes like coffee. Yeah. I imagine, yeah.
But with my dad, my mom is fine. My dad is fucking disgusting. He's so vile in all these facets of life. They have a dog called Purdy. Right? She's blind, but he has dead skin on his feet, and the dog will like nip at his socks to get them off. He's like, all right then, and he takes the sock off, and the dog will like pull at the dead skin, just rip it, and he calls it a pedicure. It's so, and she like licks between his toes, and he's just sitting there watching TV like, she's a pedicure, I'm getting a pedicure, and then like. He'll fucking, after dinner, he's finished eating, he'll leave the plate on the floor for the dogs to lick, and it makes me fucking, like, nauseated. I'm like, can you stop doing that? He's like, oh, just come on, Tommy, stop being so... This is the same dog that, like, is eating shit and biting the fucking caps off his fucking feet.
I wonder if that's, like, an old person thing, because when I lived in Carlsbad with my aunt...
Ugh, that's just already horrible.
She used to sit there and order Domino's pizza and, like, have the fucking box of pizza just sitting there, and then her dog would sit there the whole time while she was watching American Ninja Warrior, I think is what it was, and the dog would just be like to her feet the whole time, and I would have to be like, I'm gonna throw up. Like, why are you? She's like, I don't know, it feels good.
Oh god,
this is fucking disgusting.
I don't know. I wonder if it's maybe like, you know, more. There's a salt of the earth romanticism to it, like just God. Just like simple people, you know, they don't think too hard. They love their pet. They let them eat the skin off their feet.
Your dad doesn't seem that simple though. He's a very intelligent.
He gets away with it with that voice.
He's sort of a high and mighty, like intellectual kind of guy too. So it's weird.
I'm gonna get pedicure.
He is, but he's also like a base creature at the same time.
That kind of guy.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's fucking
so funny. The dog is blind too, right?
That's part of it. Yeah,
it homes in on his.
Yeah, it's just like it's such a little rat-looking thing too.
Over here,
he's fucking wafting his feet. It like floats to it like a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's fucking
Yeah, that is gross.
Yeah,
it's a weird, you know. I like getting kisses from dogs sometimes, like, but it has to be like you're like, oh, come here, and you're like, oh, thanks. But if my dog ever just walked up and like looked at my face, I'd be like, fuck, stop. You know, like it's a weird juxtaposition.
I can't get behind the licking the face either from a dog or a cat.
It's one of the, especially cats.
They eat shit.
Dude, goblin.
Dogs eat shit.
He cleans towards his butthole.
And then you let him lick your face.
Yeah, no, he doesn't give daddy kisses. He doesn't give kisses. thankfully.
Okay, well,
He doesn't get
He
kisses.
doesn't give kisses.
He doesn't give kisses. He's a good boy, but he doesn't give kisses.
You gotta look this. I think my butt. I think my bum might be dirty too.
Uh-oh.
Goblin. it's Torrance with his ass up, and then
And then
Don
you right next to him.
with his ass up.
No.
your asshole's fucking spread with your hands. You're like on your face with your arms.
Who's a good boy?
Oh, come on, give me a dick.
I don't have a bidet at home, you know.
So,
Like, it's
yeah,
hard.
No,
gotta
you
get
do,
your-
but it's an Amish bidet.
Hey.
That was
Yeah.
quick, sir. Good.
My dad literally says so I'm like, you know that dog eats your feet and shit and God knows what else. And he's like, well, dog saliva is somewhat antiseptic, I'll have you know. I'm like, what?
Getting his feet cleaned.
The dog is
Isn't there
antibacterial mouth.
There's some degree of truth to that. Isn't
I
there?
don't fucking care.
They lick their wounds or something.
They've got fucking
you can start to come around
anti-bac
there, your
alcohol
dad's,
gel coming out of their mouth. If
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
that strong, then it's not enough. Fucking disgusting.
Can you imagine a dog opening its mouth and it just like hyper jets out alcohol? It's like, "Ah!" Thank you for the clean.
Yummy. So anyway, those are my home stories.
That's a great home story.
Yeah, thank you.
You're quite well.
When are you going to go home?
Okay.
When are you going to visit
Took
your
a
home
dark
again?
turn.
When are you going to visit your home again? I'm concerned.
When I'm sure that if I go, I can come back.
Yeah.
You know?
You haven't seen your parents in 2 years? 3 years?
Yeah, 2 and a bit years.
I miss our game nights with your parents.
We had game nights with my parents.
Yeah, when we all lived together, they would call and during COVID lockdown, we'd play.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was
that
fun.
was nice. We'd do
very
Easter egg
nice.
hunts. We would do fucking all sorts quizzes. My dad's a big quiz master, as you would expect, pub quiz master. Except he asks like retarded questions, like really, like no one would ever know the fucking answers to them. He's like, I thought that was an easy one. Like, fuck off, dad.
I thought that was an easy one. What are you, all retarded?
What are you, stupid boy? Yeah. My uncle died
When?
recently, a few days ago.
How you feeling? How's it? How you doing? Did you know him very well?
I didn't know
Yeah,
you
I
had an
guess.
uncle.
Didn't know I had an uncle.
No.
I have two uncles.
Your sister's
How'd he
brother?
die?
Man, it's just, I don't know, just his liver stopped working properly and it was causing blood clots and it was very like sudden and out of nowhere kind of thing. But he has had like ill health throughout, you know.
How old is he?
70 something.
Man, that's
That's
gonna
a-
be
that's
fucking me. I'm gonna die in my 60s.
Yeah,
Mark
You
my
think so?
words,
100%.
100%.
I'm gonna die when I'm 32.
Nah, man.
Well, how old are you now? 28, so 4 years?
33.
I think you outlive
yeah.
me, but I will definitely. It's weird to think about too. Die in my 60s, so almost 30. So that's like
Okay, that's like a nice, like, healthy life. 60s.
There's just still another like good 25 years to go.
This is my midlife right now.
Yeah, you're
I'm
middle
in my
aged.
midlife, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll die when I'm 63.
What will you even be doing in your 60s? You ever think about that?
I
What-
do.
Same thing he's doing now.
Do you think you should be making cartoons, or do you think you'll be
Oh, well.
done?
Yeah, when you look at
What,
like
yeah, what
the...
does done look like though? Like not doing this.
My whole thing
does
is
that
like
leave
when
me?
if I'm in my 60s, I probably won't be making as much shit. Like if I'm still making stuff, it definitely won't be like a fucking YouTube grind or something like that. But I'd like to be a producer. I'd like to be involved with helping people make stuff.
Yeah.
Old man walking in set, everybody says I'm racist and sexist and stuff.
Yeah.
I give they call it Hancock hugs, similar to John Lasseter hugs.
It's just big fucking squeeze.
Just like holding people for too long, like a little bit too long.
Men and women or just women?
Yeah, well, both
Well, it's not that
to be
bad
equal.
if it's both.
To be equal, but it's very sexual.
But,
both
in
natures.
that day and age,
Yeah.
like even that is sexist. Like it's gone so far.
That's so put him off the scent. Though.
I don't think that and I think throughout all of human history, I think that just lingering on a hug is just uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it used to be no one could do anything about it. That's what's changed.
Right. Well, hopefully, I'm so powerful that they can't.
You'd have to be more powerful than Harvey Weinstein. I mean, I guess a hug is different from like rape or whatever he did.
It's vastly different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe not in 2060.
Who knows?
We don't know.
We don't know.
It could just all be like one crime fits all. You know.
It could be. Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy? One crime fits all. You steal a pack of bubble gum. It's the same as bludgeoning a woman in the back of the head with a gun.
Yeah.
With the butt of a gun.
You just do away with a lot of administration and fucking court time.
It certainly makes people want to probably be good, upstanding citizens.
Probably makes them want to, if they're going to commit a crime, commit the worst crime.
Commit the absolute
They're like,
worst
I
crime.
did just steal a pack of Hubba Bubba, so I should probably also.
Well, the guy could be like, well, I guess I could.
And I'm gonna get caught. So
I don't have any
shoot
money
my
to pay
wife.
rent, so I guess I'll rob a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
and every other crime you would want to do.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah,
just
it
like on
seems
my
like
way
that
out,
for
rape
you.
somebody,
Yeah.
rape the guard at the front door, and then do whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to die. That's the legit argument for why people are like, why don't you put someone away for life for like robbery? Well, it's because it makes it harder to effectively punish more serious crimes.
Yeah.
You know,
There
like
it is.
freebooting content from our channel and putting it on Facebook.
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting. People should be put down, should be put to death for that.
There's a TikTok channel that
TikTok is the worst, man. I fucking hate TikTok. People, I've had some people too randomly. Actually, Nick was like, "Do you think YouTube's dying?" And I was like, "No, not really." And he's like, "Oh, well, TikTok's the." I'm like, just because TikTok is the most, like, it's the most downloaded app or whatever used app in the world. It like means
Facebook had like more views than YouTube at one point. It's irrelevant. It's like not. I don't know. I actually don't know.
I don't know. Either.
I just know it's run by communist fucks in China.
There
I
you
don't
go.
trust them.
TikTok's a very odd place, man. I hate it because it's just like it's a bunch of content thievery.
Yeah.
But then also I love it because it's great material for drawing.
Right, you get a lot of caricature inspiration.
Yeah.
Quick aside, we do have a clips channel for our greatest hits. You all should check it out. Cream Crew Clips. There's some good ones on there. Some fucking
Cream
winners.
Crew clips, go ahead and put them on 4chan forums and put them in anywhere on the internet that you think. That
Why
they're
did you
legit.
home in on 4chan?
I feel like they would do well on 4chan.
What makes you say that?
It feels like it would exist well there. Is 4chan still the edgy place? Is that not the edgy place anymore?
It is.
Put it on albinoblacksheep.com.
They never seem to swing the edge the way you want them to. It's never in your favor. Like you'd say, we'll do great. What is going to be is one poor Cream Crew fan. Like, what guys? Isn't this cool?
Yeah, they're like,
And then
"Fuck
everyone
off,
else like,
idiot."
these guys are.
True,
Yeah.
true. All right, well then just put it on. Just share it with your friends. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that will.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I don't know.
Thank you,
If
thank
you.
you.
If you have some friends that won't call you gay and an idiot for sharing something that you enjoy, then maybe share it with them.
Was that a shot across our bow?
What do you mean?
If you have friends who won't call you gay for sharing stuff.
Well, I just mean like if your friend, you just said because the 4chan thing that if you
Yeah.
upload it there, people are like, "What?
Right.
Fuck off, idiot!" So if you have some buddies who are like, "Oh, cool, yeah, I'll check it out."
You guys are my, and I think probably the same. You guys are those friends for me.
I see.
The ones who are like, fuck off,
Oh,
idiot.
really?
Yeah.
That's not true.
I have a separate group of friends who accept everything.
No, you don't.
I do.
What are their names?
Scott,
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, Brandon, Silvano. That's all of them.
Illidan.
Boromir, Faramir,
Arthas.
Gondorius. My other friends are supportive. You guys are assholes. And I am an asshole to you, but I'm supportive to them.
The clip channel, though, it's I don't know. I get a warm feeling watching those back. Back when it was fun to sit for the show. And
It's still fun.
I feel like you.
I carry the torch.
I feel like it's weird looking at the clip channel sometimes because I can't tell if it feels like you're jacking off to yourself.
what do you mean?
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, you said that it feels
You're kind
good.
of like,
It feels
yeah.
good. It's because you're like looking at yourself.
You're like,
So this right now is like me confessing to masturbating.
no, but I just meant
why would you need to
metaphorically.
confess to masturbating?
I mean, I assumed you
I
masturbated.
mean, everyone masturbates, but to say like, "Hey, yesterday I masturbated," like
That'd be a
Well,
very
I
weird
didn't.
piece.
Did
It'd be a
you?
weird piece of. Did you? Did you actually?
Did you masturbate yesterday? Did you? Me either, so.
Do you guys have a typical day of the week you masturbate?
No. I go through like phases where every day I'm just like, and then
So,
for like a week I'll just stop and I'll be like, I don't feel like it.
I see.
Yeah. I think in general, like it'd be good to never do it, but what can you do?
I don't agree with that science. That science is unhealthy. People say they find tranquility or like their mind expands and opens when they don't jack off. Or
I think you're supposed to replace jacking off with just sex with your significant other.
My hand is a dear friend of mine.
Yes, your hand was there first. She's the interloper.
Yeah, exactly.
What about your fleshlight?
Have you tried your fleshlight? I got Hunter a fleshlight. Who was the actress?
Put a picture of the fleshlight up on screen.
Who was the actress? What was her name?
I can't remember, but it is a porn actress.
Hunter's favorite porn actress.
I got him one of the signature, like from a porn actress one, because I know Hunter has a type.
So she actually put like I don't know,
clay on her pussy
or whatever up. Yeah.
Concrete on her pussy.
Concrete
sealed,
plaster.
dude, that would up the value if it sealed up her pussy. And now the only way you can fuck her pussy is in form of fleshlight. That's a marketing move.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's clever.
Yeah.
What's her? Can you find her name, Trevor? If you go on the fleshlight website, look at signature and find the darkest, sexiest.
Well, the story is no, I haven't. And
why not?
What's disgusting is I was playing League on my break, whatever, and I was playing League and my wife comes in. I had the fleshlight on my desk still from whenever you gave it to me, and she popped open the thing and smelled it, thinking she was just like, and I was like, why the fuck did you just smell that? And she was like, oh, well, I was just seeing if you used it.
Oh God, come on, Allison.
And I was like, that's fucking disgusing. And I was also like, you think if I used it, I'm not going to clean it? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's just still fucking seed in it.
All right, well, why are you looking at me like I'm weird? You're the one with the fleshlight.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you looking at me like I'm weird? Why am I on trial? Yeah, why am I?
Smells it like a bouquet of flowers.
Why am I on trial? Good.
Yes, Anna Fox.
Does it have like a built-in heat component, or do you microwave it?
Oh no, I bought him a heat stand.
Oh, okay. Oh, like a little
You literally
hot plate.
you
It's
literally.
like, it's like a tube.
It's literally a steak that comes up
So
that
it's like
heats
a
up,
hot
and then you
dick
put
that-
and you.
put it on that.
This was for his birthday, by the way. I don't just buy people fleshlights randomly.
Yeah.
And that's where you store it too. Yeah, good.
Literally, it's like
So it's ready to go at any
it's weird.
moment?
It's like when you're done with it, or like you clean it up and you're like, oh, I'll use this tomorrow, and you put it on the fucking thing. It's like
You must have used it.
I have not,
Dude,
used
I
it.
would have used it day one.
I'm glad that you.
I would have been like,
I keep
can we-
forgetting. I literally keep forgetting.
My mind could think of nothing else.
It's odd, but luckily my mind has been able to wander.
I would just be heavy breathing, waiting for my wife to go to sleep, lock myself in the spare bathroom, you know, pull up Anna Fox. Is that her name?
See that?
Put on my VR goggles.
Would you? There you go. Okay. Well, I guess that would make it pretty immersive, wouldn't it? That's like role playing
Yeah,
to
dude.
a T.
Hell yeah. I was this close to getting you the arsehole fleshlight with the balls dangling down, but I actually wanted you to use the gift, so I didn't.
Yeah.
I'll use it then.
Can you
by next time we record, I'll
that's
use
a promise.
It. Right, that's a promise.
And okay, we can get a full review.
Which feels disgusting to me because now you know between now and then I'm going to come into the fleshlight.
Into my gift.
Right.
Good. Yeah.
Into your gift.
You're gonna come in my gift.
And when I come, I'm gonna scream your name.
That would be so good.
I'll record it.
Can you please?
I will.
Can we mint it as an NFT?
You probably can.
And it's just for me.
No.
Well,
What, the profits?
no, I just want it for me.
Yes. So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
got some, so people know this is
I was
belongs
gonna say
to Tom.
you could do a series though, and you auto tune my voice so it sounds like I'm singing.
And you get a different like pitch every time.
Different kind of graphics and stuff, and then we make millions of dollars.
I'm fucking in. As long as I get
You can
the
see
ultra rare
my
one.
fat teenage girl thighs
Hell yeah,
clench
dude.
up like that.
I want to see you
My
quivering.
little pink Porky the Pig cock poking up and just
I want to just see you just be like,
yeah.
until you sound like a woman. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Please. I do want.
What's going on in there? It's like just a bunch of random noises.
I want you to like.
Are you coming again? Just like lost. You're delirious. Open the door. They're trying.
Fucking shaking the door. It's like a cursed object. You can't take your dick out, and every like 30 seconds you come again.
Oh, nice.
Like a monkey paw situation, you know.
Your balls are just so tucked and tight to the base of your cock.
Yeah, it's like a Goosebumps novel, like an object from Goosebumps.
Yeah, R.L. Stein walks in. Hi, I'm R.L. Stein. I write the Goosebumps books. Beginning. Have you ever came into a fleshlight at your friend's house and you kept coming? Well, that's what happens tonight, readers, or whatever.
Is that what he does?
He does like an introduction.
I thought that was the Spawn show.
Well, there's that. There's the Toby Farley. It's like, hi, I'm Toby Farley. I made the Spawn comic books. But at the beginning of the Goosebumps VHSs, right. It would start with R.L. Stein, and he would like turn the camera and be like, hi, I'm R.L. Stein. I write the Goosebumps books.
I didn't know they ever put a real face.
I feel like this fleshlight is going to be like in a treasure chest, like buried under the sand. It's going to be like Jumanji. You're going to be walking like sat down the beach. You're just going to hear like...
They do, yeah. You hear the war drums and stuff, and it gets more and more intense as like the
as
sand keeps getting moved
away. It's in a giant clam. Themic.
He like opens it and it just fucking queefs.
Stinks. Pick it up.
Yeah, it's like wrist. He's like. No! Starts spinning his wrist. It starts screaming like and it starts slowing down as he comes. He's like,
put it back in the box and bury it under the sand again.
And then he like is like shamefully walking. A guy like passes him, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like the jungle drums for the black one.
Yeah,
that's neither here or there. That's Jumanji inspired.
Yeah, that wasn't a commentary on the color of the fleshlight.
Well, I did think that's where Tom was taking it with the Jumanji thing.
What did I say or ever do to warrant this reputation?
That's a fun word, though, isn't it?
Jumanji.
Mm-hmm. That movie kind of scared me when I was a kid.
Me too. It's one of those movies.
The spider bit, dude.
You don't really want to watch. You know?
When the kid turns into like a monkey, and then like when
oh yeah,
and then like the board moving, the pieces even looked evil. Mm-hmm. Like when the board things.
All of it. I love that.
Or like
British
the vines, like the vines breaking the house and stuff. The what?
I love the hunter.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so fun.
He's like in the sports store. That movie is actually pretty fucking rad, though. Yeah, I love that. Trish trying to kill. That's what I like about kids' movies back in the day. It's like children could literally be shot at, and like there's stakes that they could fucking die.
It's even like the beginning. It's very dark. Like with the kid getting beaten up, and he's like riding on his bike trying to escape the bullies and shit. It's like, damn, dude.
And then you feel bad because he's the one who gets fucking sucked into the.
Yeah, and the girl is just like,
oh my god!
And
no one believes her.
They picked the perfect actor for the kid, where he just looks like sad and yeah, you feel like, oh man,
doesn't he work at like a shoe factory or something?
Yeah,
is that the whole thing? And then Robin Williams comes back and he like goes there and it's like all destroyed.
And the fucking parents, the poor parents.
His dad's.
Oh, yeah, it's his dad's business.
His dad was like a dick to him or something.
Or his
dad wouldn't spend time with him.
His dad, it was just like
I'm busy.
Yeah, I think his dad loved him, but it was just one of those.
It was the Lego movie, but before that,
I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen Lego Movie. Yeah,
yeah. It was the
original Lego movie because all the autistic animators in my college class were all like, "It was so well animated, the sea sequence," and I was like, "Oh, I'll go check it out." And like it was well done, but I was just like, "This movie is fucking like cringe."
I hated 99% of the people in my college class because of the same kind of shit.
I had a girl who would.
It's a fucking hive mind.
She would hum and sing Disney songs.
Dude, what is the Disney hive mind?
I don't know. It's something that's like an LA thing too. Like
apparently it's an England thing too.
No, I meant more like
it's all the
Disney thing. So
people, though.
It's all the same.
You go
brain rot.
They all go to fucking LA.
Like the people that are like, oh, I want to get in the industry, and they're like, they're Disney hive mind people of like they work at Disney, and they're just like, it's the best here.
Giant Disney eyes.
Whatever, like singing, and you're like, okay, yeah, cringe. It'd only be cool if they were humming Metallica.
That'd be dope.
It would only be cool if they were humming. What's that? What's that Mickey cartoon?
Lil Peep.
What's our favorite Mickey cartoon?
Trader Mickey.
Trader Mickey. If they were humming that, it'd be hilarious.
How does that go, Tom? I literally
Mickey
don't
Mouse
remember there
goes
being a
to
melody in that
Africa.
cartoon. Do you? Seeing as you watch that cartoon all the time.
We were going to make a parody about it.
I will say, also, I'm pivoting a bit, but I just got a text.
Okay.
And starting next week, my backyard studio begins to be built.
That's bittersweet, you know? It's sweet because it's cool for you, but it's bitter because you will never see us ever again.
I will see you.
Would it derail the podcast to talk about determinism?
I'm always up to talk about determinism. Why are we talking about determinism, though?
I don't know, it's just interesting.
You don't have a burning question about determinism? You want to run by me, the expert?
What brought that up, Tom?
It's just been on my mind.
Like, why?
Well, I tried out that like waking up app thing.
Oh, okay.
And he talks about it a lot.
Does he?
So, well, not specifically, but the whole thing's about
just listening to the lessons and stuff.
I've been doing the meditation things too.
Oh, right on, cool.
Just to see what it was like.
Tom, you didn't tell me.
Why are you? I'm telling you now.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because of this. Because of this. This is why I didn't say a word. Couldn't be bothered to deal with the.
Yeah, I was trying to get Jeff onto it actually, and he just. I can always tell that just shut down. No one wants to hear it, but yeah, and you've been denying.
You got to do it, man.
You've
You got
been
to do it.
denying me this, so yeah.
Well,
please.
maybe you're an insufferable evangelical.
Have you been doing it?
No. I downloaded it again, but no.
What even is it?
I got it last month and I paid for it.
So it's just a meditation app?
Yeah, so...
I a long time ago,
hell.
I did it for a long time, and it was a regular thing, but I haven't,
Did it benefit you?
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't lose it either.
Well, then why'd you stop then, Don?
It's anything. It's like the gym, you just...
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough. Takes a certain amount
of effort.
Hey, with mindfulness, you stop the gym, you lose your muscles. You don't lose your mindfulness powers. Still got them.
Still got them.
Still got them.
Good point.
I'm a stream.
So basically,
Is
it just a meditation app? And you said you've been waking up at a certain time.
It's called Waking Up because Sam Harris is a pretentious cock. But
You want to evangelize so
isn't
badly.
Sam Harris the pop singer?
He's a what?
No, that's Sam Smith.
There's a guy called Sam Harris who's like a neuroscientist,
Right.
and he kind of talks to people about interesting human quandaries, whatever. But he makes a meditation app called Waking Up that teaches you about like consciousness, and the whole point is to be able to control your like state a lot more, your mind.
I think you've talked to me about this before.
Yeah, I have.
I certainly have, but you tuned me out, just like everyone else.
It's because you're.
Go on.
I'm the guy who's like sipping a brandy and I've got a cigar and I'm like,
ahead.
so Jesus is kind of cool.
No, I
right?
get it.
Whereas you're like knocking on people's doors, like, hello, you want to hear about our Lord and Savior?
Remember when I told you how cool Jesus was a while back? Going door to door saying that.
I'm just trying to save everybody.
Whereas I do it over like a nice fucking decanter whiskey.
Listen to
I'm like,
me.
so God's it's pretty cool, right?
That's kind of a concept, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you're already in like a nice... okay. Anyway,
just listen to Tom.
the whole point is that consciousness, the reason I bring up determinism is because his whole point is that like things bubble up regardless of your feelings towards them or your will or anything. So that is essentially deterministic, no? Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm thinking about determinism.
Yeah, scientifically speaking, there's proven to be no free will because you're thinking to do something that's actually a manifestation some order of milliseconds before you're even consciously thinking about it. Mm-hmm. Like they've proven that your brain, the machinery of your brain, fires
immediately texting on his phone.
I'm talking to you, dude.
Immediately, just like
I've tried with him.
Well, no, I want to.
But you know what? Maybe you should.
Well, you're a believer, and I feel like for Hunter, this would be like a something hard to accept.
Right.
Not to understand, but to accept. And the whole point is like there is no such thing as free will, and you don't make any choices. The choices are basically all made by your brain, reacting to like the stimuli around it, and your genetics and all the rest of that shit. But it's interesting because
all consciousness is just being like aware of the ride. You're just sitting, watching yourself do things, basically.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, it is very like useless, pretentious knowledge though that doesn't actually affect anything or shouldn't affect anything whatsoever.
Well, it could affect like everything if you accept it as fact. It would change how you like interface with society and reality and everything.
But you personally have rejected a lot of those implications. Like, for example, how it becomes irrational to hate things, for example.
Well, yeah, because like, if a mosquito fucking bites you, I can still hate it despite the mosquito having no like, you know, it's not the mosquito's fault, it's the fucking mosquito, but it's still biting me, so why shouldn't I hate it?
Do mosquitoes bite or do they just prick you with their tendril?
Now we're getting deep. Is that really a bite? Is there an opening mechanism?
I want to make sure that is
fair enough.
Do they stab you, but do they have a mouth underneath that, or does that have
no? It's just a nozzle. It's like a straw with the point.
So
of it.
you could still say bite then if that's their. I just didn't know if it was a mouth underneath that or something. They were like.
No, there's no little like lips and teeth.
Contrary to my NordVPN ads.
I thought it was like a little caterpillar thing where it's just a little mouth that just is there.
No, it's like a straw. They just have a straw on their face.
All right. Yeah. Well, I would, you know what I'm going to say? Go ahead and use bite.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe this was a mistake. I'm not feeling the energy.
No. Well,
apart from one strong direction.
I'm here listening.
Okay. Here's my go-to example for people.
Right.
Okay, think of a city. Tell me what it is.
Park City, Utah.
Okay. You didn't choose that city. It just popped up. It just happened, right? It came into your brain.
Yeah, but didn't you tell me to choose it?
You did.
I did. So
no,
that's a good point.
Stop and choose.
But that's a good point. I already, by asking you that question, affected the options available to you, and then your conscious just like bubbled something up and gave it to you. There was no choice there.
You're like, oh, I don't like that city. Let's think of a different one.
Why are you derailing? I'm trying to teach this man and the listener who doesn't know about this. Every time I say something, you just like chime in with some fucking nonsense.
I don't like
city, and then you said, I've affected your choices. I've limited you to every city on the planet.
Well, that's still a huge limitation considering everything else that exists apart from every city on the planet.
Yeah.
But even then, regardless of that, it bubbled an answer up that you did not choose. There was no free will in that decision. It just happened. That's the same with fucking everything. Everything. Like, think of yourself as a human. Even that is a limitation of reactions to things. Like a cat or a dog will react differently to stimuli by being a cat or a dog. So that's a genetic determinism. And then obviously the rest of it, which is like environment determinism.
What do you gain from like having that knowledge then?
So an example that Sam Harris uses, I guess, is like if you think of prison and how we punish criminals and shit, right? It's all predicated on the idea there was choices to be made and people chose to do the wrong thing. Whereas if you accept they didn't actually have a choice because it's all deterministic, you might have a different response to how like prison is structured, for example.
It's interesting. Doesn't that like take the blame away from people though?
It does, yeah.
Like if somebody rapes a child.
Yeah, it does. It takes the blame away, but it doesn't mean you don't remove them from society or like hang them from a lamppost because they're still if you view them as a machine, they're still a machine that is like hurting the rest of us and other machines. So you remove them.
Yeah, the example he uses is if we could imprison or lock up tornadoes, we could. Even though the tornado can't not be a tornado or not, destroy everything.
You would still lock it up.
Put it in a box and make it not blow everything up, then we would. It's just a difference of like why. So you're viewing the person as like a monster that like consciously chose to do these things versus like that's just a machine that does this bad thing we don't want to make happen anymore to people.
So are you saying that's negative that he's in jail?
No, I think
he's saying
you still lock people up, but he's all logic based, so the whole equation becomes like coldly logical, which is ultimately the better.
Because I see what you're saying, that like even if it is something that's like it's like somehow his brain or whatever made the decision to do these things, even though it technically wasn't his choice. We as a society have said that this is wrong or whatever. So sometimes I think that even if it's not your choice, it's still inherently wrong.
It's still damaging.
Right.
Yeah. So,
and you don't want to damage.
You still
so also, I guess it's like, if that's the case, then it seems like if free will is not an option, that we've at least come to a point where we think is through society or whatever, that we've made up rules, even if it isn't free will, but they've evolved or they've manifested into what is, I guess, natural order or something. Yeah. So at that point too, even if you knew this, you would have no control over it. So why, I guess, why does it matter?
Well, in the context of the prison thing, that's one thing. If we focus on what the whole app is about, it's about being able to spot what your consciousness is bubbling up to you and deciding whether to, again, it's not a choice,
negative thoughts and stuff like that.
But you can observe them and choose whether to follow them. Again, it's not actually a choice, I think it's choose, but by training yourself to notice them, you then are altering the program.
Well, yeah, that's where the argument that even though it's technically the way, it doesn't actually matter because it shouldn't be an excuse to not try, because trying itself is part of the system and the machine. And, at bottom, there's no choice, but me stressing to you that you should do this is part of the machine. And then you choose.
Well, that has an effect on your
Yeah, exactly. So it's input. That's what I mean by it, as you're saying, it ultimately doesn't fucking matter. And if someone takes it, it's I should just didn't do anything, Though obviously that's.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that. It's just I was just trying to get to the core root of what it is. Right. But I think that if you can hyperfixate that, these choices are not even predetermined, but they're just totally out of your control. That it makes all of some of the hardships of stupid things, you can kind of categorize it or maybe put it in the back of your head, versus have it be present in your mind. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's when it becomes present in your mind, you realize. So let's say you're really anxious, right? Before you can spot that your consciousness is bubbling things up, you're essentially taken along for that ride, because you don't even realize you're just taken down that stream of consciousness. Whereas if you train yourself through this stuff to see that your consciousness is trying to drag you down the anxiety stream, you can kind of be oh, my consciousness is trying to do that. Maybe I don't want to go down the anxiety stream, and then you don't, and you pick something else. It's just it's about being able to spot what your brain is throwing at you, and deciding if you want to follow that path.
It is it's a confusing argument to make,
because there's no choice.
Yeah, so it's hey, there's no choice in anything, but because there's no choice, we can recognize that these things are happening, are making you do stuff that you don't realize.
Do you think though it's just about not even so much about being able to choose another choice, but just being conscious that this thing is happening?
Well, the act of realizing it's happening can stop it happening.
Yeah.
It's kind of like feeling you're being thrown through a whirlwind, but then consciously being able to be oh wait, no, I'm just on a roller coaster or something. Exactly. Being able to be at grips with things or understand them, I think sometimes alleviate the. But
often the knowledge that it's happening diffuses it.
That's the really interesting thing about mindfulness. Is if you view everything that happens, everything you think, everything you feel, as a physiological machine response, it's neurons, it's synapses, it's all that.
It's also kind of sad in a way, though.
Oh, it is, because it means every achievement you've had and everything, kind of you didn't really. It was you, but you didn't choose. You
didn't choose to be born with tenacity, drive. You didn't choose your parents. I
don't think it's necessarily sad in that regard. I think it's just the spur nature of just emotion and human connection and
That's right.
I don't know, faith, any kind of thing feels like it's kind of thrown out the window. If something that's logistically based, I think that even if that's correct, it feels like such a cold way of living in a weird way.
My facts don't care about your feelings.
Right. Yep. In that way. Versus sometimes I think it's nice to, I don't know.
That's why we need order.
Be happy.
Well,
that's what gives your life meaning.
The illusion of free will is such a nice thing. Yeah. So I get it. It's it feels so good to think I have choices and I choose how to live my life and stuff. But I don't see an argument that actually makes that true. But I'm a retard who makes cartoons. So who knows? I don't know what I'm talking about. I just listened to the calm voice man tell me to close my eyes for 10 minutes.
The meditation thing, yeah. I used to meditate. I haven't done it in a while.
I think there's a lot of
years and years ago.
Really?
Oh,
I don't
talk about it.
There's so much.
Why am I hearing about this now?
It's such an umbrella term, though.
Well, yeah,
because
there's a lot of horseshit meditation.
We're not but yeah,
we're not like those headspace losers. They got a Netflix show.
But people think
though, Headspace is the vanilla
the normie app.
Well, exactly. Yes.
Who gives a shit?
No, I do.
It's important.
Why?
Because they take the concept of mindfulness and they shroud it in this woo-y spiritualism bullshit. When the whole utility of mindfulness is couching everything in logic.
Is it like inherently wrong what they're doing, or is it just a form of mindfulness that you just don't like?
Well, I think that they're missing the deepest bits of the practice by making it magic. They're making it a magical thing.
You can see that it's like from a business standpoint, right? They're going at it's like shin deep water of like, so it's like obviously it might not be, but it's like the little brain fodder that gets like people,
and it's still a net positive, you know,
right.
but it's like, I think people think that's what it is, and that's just like the beginning of what it is. And I don't think.
I think too, though, like if people are truly interested, they'll dig deeper.
Right. Well, they'll dig deeper into that app. It's endless, and they'll think that this is,
They could dig deeper that way, or they could do more research. I think it's like with anything, you start with like you like an artist, and then you dig deeper into that style of like who did what and where and stuff. I think if people are truly interested, I think that Headspace is capitalizing off the people who want it for the now, and then to not actually do anything. They just want to be like, I did this and it's cool. It's kind of like signing up for a gym and never going.
Right. Yeah, or going and just like.
Yeah, or just being like, like walking around texting on your phone. You did 2 sets of something, and then you walk out and be like, I just did my workout today, and it feels good that you did that, and that actually gets you through your day. Or something.
I've never heard any Headspace. I can't comment on it, but yeah, it would be cool if they just sued me.
Yeah, we immediately get taken to court. We are very deep.
Well, that was purely just a productive discussion on determinism. There was
I think people will take it.
I
think you might even see some people say that they sign up for the app. I mean, I'll probably sign up for the app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it's a group thing, I'll definitely do it to see how it is.
Spice in there.
Oh,
okay.
What kind of spice?
I haven't gotten to talk much, so I've been saving it.
Go ahead.
The whole Tibetan monks setting themselves on fire and not screaming or anything. Mindfulness. It's the practice of taking in that stimulus and not responding. It's the same thing with everything else, like anger, not acting out anger, blah blah blah. It's like, or that crazy Dutch guy that like swims in the Arctic, Wim Hof. Same thing, mindfulness. It's like how he's responding to sub-zero temperatures and all that stuff. Like,
right.
Like it's really cool. It has like real
superpowers
beyond just not having like a temper tantrum effects. If you get really really good at it, basically, but. Yeah, so you're gonna get Headspace, or not Headspace? Waking up.
Oh, it's too late. You said Headspace.
Oh, dang it! Yeah, Headspace.
Fuck!
I'm gonna download Headspace, and then I'm gonna have a man shoot me in the chest 3 times and not even care. That's fine.
Yeah,
just bleeding to death. That's cool.
Yeah, I feel okay.
Yeah, I don't need that much blood, anyways.
Well, and then maybe I'll switch to Headspace because that'd be cool if it taught you how to.
You just don't feel it. You still fucking die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, that's cool. And I'm like, it's like fall down.
I'm a piece of this.
That'd be kind of a dope way to die, though.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking
just nonchalant.
Very, very fucking manly. I don't care. You have to go to the hospital. I understand that, like, you don't really feel anything right now, but you need to go because you're bleeding out. You're gonna die. Nah, I'm fine. Just being like, I don't give a shit, dude. I'm not going. Like even light like a cigarette, even like light up a cigarette, and then you're just like, you just fucking die. It's like,
that's the end of consciousness, bro. You figured it out. You found the end game.
Thanos! Snap your fingers! Snap your fingers! Do you say it? You don't even know the line.
That's incredibly racist.
You don't even know that. You don't even know that. Do you know that song?
No.
Sounded racist. Lil Jon. Snap your fingers.
Who's that?
Do you say?
Please don't say fingers with an A.
That guy. Huh?
Please don't say fingers with an A.
Fingers. Snap your fingers. Do you dare?
That's a microaggression. You need to stop.
Dude, my boy Lil Jon, get me heated.
Is this an old artist?
It's at this point.
Turned down for what guy? That guy that's always screaming.
Well, it's him. He says that line, but that's not like his song. Right?
Oh, I thought it was the guy in Predator. Oh, Sally, woo, Sally, we're gonna have a good time tonight. Yeah.
This song has like the Get Low song. To the window, to the window, to the wall, to the wall.
It's like
drop down my balls.
It's not okay.
Yeah. Oh, skeet, motherfucker. That means come.
Oh, does it?
Oh, skeet.
I thought skeet shooting.
No, well, in a way. With your pee-pee.
The target is just clam bake.
What's the worst baby phrase you can give your penis? I think pee-pee. I've been saying I have to take a pee lately, and it feels very gross when I say it.
I say that all the time.
I have to take a pee.
Yeah, I gotta go pee.
I have to go pee.
Go pee.
Yeah, it's good.
I guess
says it with no baggage attached.
Like if I heard an adult say
Like
I have to go take a potty, like that would be too much.
I gotta go potty.
I have to go potty.
Yeah, I gotta go potty.
That's like very baby.
I hate that we've. I didn't step in and stop my girlfriend from making that the term for the dogs.
What?
Yeah, you potty.
Go potty.
Did you go potty?
Go potty.
It's a very
very
my wife does that,
American
and I
thing.
find myself doing that too sometimes of being like, you want to go to the bathroom?
see,
You gotta
well,
go
it's what
potty.
They understand. It's the same. Yeah, it's the words they.
It's
know.
not that they understand. It's just for your own pleasure of baby talking. This
You're
like
like,
cute thing.
No, I'm just telling him.
Go take a piss.
I'm telling him to go.
Because you feel bad because dogs, their natural face is just.
My dad's term is be busy. It's like be busy.
That's a good one.
Be busy.
That is a good one.
That is really good.
That's a man's term.
I'm gonna
for his
have to
dog.
actually. I'll probably start using that.
God damn it.
Be busy.
Yeah.
Hey, be busy.
What
Get
is
out-
with
hey.
you today?
Hey, get out there and
You're
get it.
channeling fucking Wu-Tang Clan.
Go on. Go on, get yours.
Go on, break a piece off.
Go ahead.
That's kind of good for shitting.
Treat yourself. That's what I start saying. Treat yourself.
Yeah, it just turns into a Parks and Rec episode.
Treat yourself. I just keep like screaming at him. He's like taking a shit. Treat yourself.
You can't, dude. If you say treat near a dog, they go crazy. It's law.
Also, don't like the phrase kibble. My
Can you imagine feeding a pussy kibble? Don't know why.
What a trying to connect the dots in reverse. How you got there? That question.
I don't know.
a pussy kibble.
Pussy
Just can you imagine holding a bunch of kibble in your hand and there's a pussy going like a horse's
It'd be
wet
gross.
mouth?
What was
Because
it?
I noticed because in the camera shot here, this is how I imagine the camera shot. It's looking down towards the ground, and then like a hand comes in with kibble, and then like you slowly see a shadow start going over it, and like a woman's thighs, and just like this big open, gaping open pussy because her
and
legs are
it's-
so far, and it just starts doing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Coughs on back out.
yeah, it does that thing.
Slow down.
It does that thing dogs do where they do like. Whatever. It's one of those. It coughs it up. Yeah.
You have to get a bowl with the with the ridges, the spiral, so it doesn't eat too fast.
Yeah.
Slow eater. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Otherwise, it's
there's-
gonna vomit.
And then another hand comes out with like a little thing of water. It's like, and the hands are always just kind of like because there's so much action going on it. And then another pussy, you see like a girl crab walking in the background. She comes in, another pussy tries coming in underneath her.
You're like, hey, it's got food aggression. They start sniffing each other. Like, oh, he's fine, doesn't bite.
He should be okay, and the hands are like this.
He's never usually like this.
He doesn't ever do this. This is odd.
Have to give it scratches. Yeah, come on. Hit it.
Or the woman's foot comes up and is like,
Starts doing the dog itch thing. Happy wife, happy life.